Hello everyone, we're doing something a little out of character today for us. We are going to talk to you guys about the negative things, or some of the things that we think are kind of negative about full-time RVing that we have learned so far. This is for full-time families. It applies to full-time families, even though it may apply to many people, especially full-time families, and this is just our experiences. It doesn't mean it's going to hold true for everybody, so we're just going to give you 10 things that we think are kind of drawbacks to being full-time RVers. So I think like having your house on wheels,
that's the first one.
Yeah, so I mean, it's prone to breakdowns, things like that. So I mean, every house has its issues, but if your house, your house is not going to leave you stranded on the side of the road, and if you're driving an RV like we are, which is a motorhome,
it's higher maintenance, and
could leave you stranded on the side of the road.
Leaks, you have to constantly checking for leaks.
Ladybugs and stink bugs, we've left them around the United States. It seems like we have been we got ladybugs when we were in Kentucky, and we're getting rid of those, and we had stink bug infestation in Ohio, and slowly they're diminishing, but we still have a lot of them. So to me, it's kind of prone to bugs too. And as you guys know from our last video, leaks.
Second drawbacks, storage space and cabinets.
I don't know how many square foot our RV is inside. It's pretty small, and as I said before in some of the videos, you could fit the whole of the interior of this RV in Raquel and I's master bedroom in our house, in our stick and bricks, and probably we had a closet that was probably 1/4 of the size of this just in our bedroom, not including all of the closet space and all of the storage space in our storage shed and everything in our stick and bricks. So
and the thing is, our refrigerator, we have a small refrigerator, and for a family of 4, it's kind of hard to fit everything in and stock everything in.
And before, we had a full-size chest refrigerator, a half a chest refrigerator, and a huge full-size refrigerator in our house. And so therefore we were able to get a lot of meats and things like that and freeze them, and that doesn't really happen in an RV. So it's kind of a budgetary drawback too, because you can't buy a lot of things in bulk unless they're dry or canned or something like that. And then you face the fact that there's not a lot of storage space anyway. Even if you buy it a lot, if you find a really good deal on bulk or cans or anything like that, you still don't have the room to store it.
Yep.
So I think that's number 2, just smaller space. Number 3, I think, should be smaller space in general. It's just we're living in a tiny space, so if Raquel and I ever want to duke it out, like we get into an argument or anything like that, there's no place to go.
There's no other room. There's no privacy.
And I mean, that is not only arguing, but also when you become amorous, if you want to have some just alone time with your wife, it really is difficult too. Like the kids are always here, and you may sneak in a half hour if you send them to the park or something. Like it gets kind of difficult, and in between our room and the main living area is just 2 curtains basically. And so I think that is, and it's messy.
It's always messy all the time, constantly cleaning, smaller space,
Anything out of place looks like a mess. So So how about number 4?
Our number 4 is kids in general are we're kind of scared. We're homeschooling them, but extra curriculum activities like dance lesson. You can't really do that in the RV.
Yeah, we can't enroll them in any long-term programs.
Yeah.
You know, it depends. Like, and you know, they may be able to get a place where it's 2 months or 3 months, but I mean, it's hard to take like ballet or karate or piano lessons or something like that in 2 months. I mean, you can take it, but you're not going to be able to complete that.
Yep. And friends,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, we have friends, like full-time RV friends, but it's not all the time that we are all together. And for us, 6 months we move, 2 months we move, and we, as a parent, we're concerned about our kids.
Yeah, the being able to be socialized. You know, I think that it's, you know, there is positives about them being able to meet new people, make friends really fast, but just retaining the friends, I think, is very hard, because your friends here are going to just leave, and you're not going to see them again for a long time, or maybe never. So I think that that's a number 4. And this is number 5. Driving just on the highway. You know, like every time we move somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're on the roads, like accident can happen all the time. And one of our friends, you know, they lost all their home. We can lose everything, and just like that, and that's the risk.
Yeah, it's very risky. Like it's really super fun to go from place to place and see things, but it is, I mean, the roads are a dangerous place, and they can be. If you lose attention for even a split seconds in an RV, you're not only taking your life in your hands, but your family. So you got to really be careful. So I think that's kind of a drawback.
Yep.
And Raquel can attest to this, and you guys saw her video. How about number 6, job hunt?
Yeah, yeah, constantly job hunt. I mean, you full-time RV. I mean, some people, you know, they travel full-time. I mean, their job because of their job. But for us, we hunt for job. And that's a drawback for us, because, you know, you always filling up paperwork, and you have to answer, like, you have to prove yourself that you can do the stuff.
Yeah, so like where Raquel worked before, and you know, the jobs that we've had before, you accrue vacation time, you get a promotion, you get a raise, and if you're doing something for 2 months or 3 months, you're probably never going to get those things. You know, so you are constantly the new person at work.
True.
Yeah, and it's really hard. It's a really hard thing to overcome. Every time you go somewhere, you're learning a new task. You're learning a new way of doing things, even if it's the same thing you've done over and over and over again. Like Raquel has always, you know, for a long time, she has taken care of the elderly. She's taken care of sick people. But every organization has a different way of doing that. And so every time she goes someplace, if she has that job, even if she's done it 1,000 times, she's learning again.
Yep.
You know, so it's really hard.
And that next led to the number 7, new place, new neighbor, new
yes.
people.
So like, you know, like you are seeing new things. It's really cool, but the drawback is every time you're at a new place, every time you have new neighbors, every time you're having to set up and you're having to take down your house.
Packing.
Yeah.
You're always packing, going.
You know how everybody says, I hate packing. Like they don't mind the move as much as they do the packing. Same for us, except we know that we're gonna have to pack again. You know, like you unpack, live for a couple months, and then you're packing up again, and it's always that.
And though we're mobile, like when you go to a place and then you have to know your neighbor, and then you don't like your neighbor.
True.
Maybe you don't like your neighbor. I mean, it's good if you don't like your neighbor, you can move, but it's still a drawback.
Yeah.
So you have to pack.
So number 8 is something that we're on YouTube. We make YouTube videos. Raquel's half of her family is in the Philippines. We try to communicate via Skype. We have to get, mail. We have to, still keep our RV, which is registered in Ohio, keep the tags registered, keep our insurance, things like that. So this one I think is what is it called? Like communication and being able to
your address.
Yeah.
Because no matter you live in an RV, no matter what you have to have an address, like home base, and that's a drawback because either there's like other
Mailbox
like,
services and
mailboxes,
things like that. Yeah.
in Florida, where they can electronically check your mail and stuff. But it's still kind of, you have to pay, or it's
And
still,
we've been fortunate because the couple who leased our house, they're willing to mail us our mail.
Yeah.
Every time we ask them, they'll go mail our mail to us. And we have to do our taxes on the road. We just did our taxes. There's a lot of different things that you have to do.
Yeah, your car tags, insurances, you have to have address.
And then if you're on the road, you're always subject to what I was saying about us being YouTubers and things like that, is you're always subject to internet. You never know from one park to the next park if you're going to have good internet, if you're not. We have actually uploaded a video that was like 5 minutes long. It's taken us 6 or 7 hours to try to upload one video that's 6 minutes long. And sometimes our cell phone has service. Here, the internet is so-so, no cell service. Like very, very, very bad cell service. And so that's another one. I think number 9 is budget. So I think budget kind of evens out. To me, it evens out.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, for us right now, our budget are low, but our needs are low too. You don't need anything. What's the bad thing?
So I think budget is the only thing bad about it, I guess. I don't know if there's anything bad about it, but if you're into sticking bricks, you're going to work a lot, but you're going to spend a lot. If you're in an RV, you're going to work. You can work little, but you can spend little. So I think that if we were really, really super motivated, we could probably work a lot in an RV and save more than we could in a house, but like we are doing this to be able to be together and spend time and things like that. So I think budget kind of evens out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I think number 10, and I think this is a big topic for us, is there is no system of support. So, example, if we're in our house, then we know that the kid's pediatrician is Dr. Long. We know where to take them. We know when their appointments are. We know if...
You know where Walmart is. You know who's the cheap mechanic.
Yeah. Oh, right. Like our mechanic is awesome. He does our work kind of off the books. He's certified mechanic, but he does a lot of his work at home, and he's able to give us a really great deal. We've went to him for a long time. We trust him. And when you're on the road, you do not have that. You do not have that system in place where you have the people that you trust, the places where you know to go. I mean, like here,
Yeah, it takes time to know those things.
It sure does.
Like you have to research very well, or you have to ask a lot of people to see what. Yeah, so the familiarity of surroundings is the first. The last.
The last, and I think the most important drawback to full-time RVing to me is because you don't know where to go and who to turn to when any circumstance happens.
And your family, no really friends.
Yeah, or no permanent friends. Like we have friends, but what are we going to do? Call them? They're in Alaska. They're going to drive down. No. Like it's nice to have the friends, but still, you just having the sense of knowing where you're at and the sense of surroundings. Even if you and your neighbors aren't particularly close, you know that they're always there, and if you yell out your door, hopefully they'll come help you. But I think that's
the one so far that we encountered. We had problems.
Yeah.
And if you guys are full timing, and what the things that you didn't like about full timing, and there are 100 things that are good about full timing, there are always drawbacks. And give us your opinions.
It'd be nice to hear from you guys. Like, it may not be a one-to-one. It may not be one good thing, one bad thing. To me, there's a lot of good things for it, and these are the 10 bad things. So, but let us know how you feel about it. And
Yep.
we'd appreciate it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for subscribing.